Greetings everyone, and welcome back to Occupy Mars. Today what we're going to do is dramatically increase the gathering of raw materials. This is going to allow us to crank out components on a large scale so that we can do some major construction. And we're going to do some of that today too, because I do find it necessary to have some more space. Allow me to explain for a moment. You might notice I have two open bays here, and basically that's it. Now, if we go into the plant area, we do have two open, but I want more hydroponics. The thing is, I'm kind of going to need more water for that. If we look over here, we can see that the water total is going up very slowly. The thing is that beetroots, which basically are done at the moment, I can do that, do require a lot of water. And what I would like to do is add another hydroponic and completely fill it with beetroots. That's probably going to be like 4.5 to 5 water. Electricity isn't a problem. The water will be a problem. And this number is going to drain very quickly. So I'm going to actually need more water. I'm also going to need space. Now, I showed these two over here. That's not enough. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If we go to the tech tree, and we'll use botany as an example here, you can see I've basically unlocked all of these, and I've unlocked the science bench, which allows us to make the botany workbench. See, you need that in order to unlock anything else from this point on, including the greenhouse. Even though we do have the technology to unlock it, we can't unlock it without the botany workbench. And it's kind of the same for all of them. And I pretty much am at that point. See right here, there's the workbench for it. So everything past this point, we can't do anything about until we have, in this case, the electricity workbench. So there's 4 of them. I have 2 spots open. That's not going to do. I also think that the solution to our problem will also be helping with the water situation. All right, let's just talk about expansion first. Here's what I want to do. Let's go over to the blueprints and corridors. And I think this is the normal one. Yeah, normal. We'll put that there. Boom. Okay, back over to blueprints. And the 4-ways, I like 4-ways. They're great for further expansion, aren't they? And I'm sure you can see where this is going. So if I was to go back to blueprints, close this off, and go to, I believe, living? Yeah, there it is right there. All right, over here. Now, I want to make sure. All right, I don't see it there. There it is. Okay, so here's the thing. In this case, I do want it over there for a very good reason. You see, we kind of wouldn't be able to reach it there, if you know what I mean. Right, so I want to make this, and I want to make it today. What I'm also going to do about this is I'm going to take this airlock and move it over here so that I can grow the battery and maybe even make another one right next to it. Because, yeah, like I've said many times, that placement is extremely unfortunate. Now, what I also want to do then is I want to make a 3rd well. And what I'm going to do with the hose is I'm going to take it this way after this has been removed and bring it around here and over there and then plug it in right there. That way I will have 3 sources of water coming in. That's going to help a lot in terms of the hydroponics. Because, as you just saw there a little while ago, we're very soon going to have access to a greenhouse. I mean, we could always put that right here. Or what we could do is we could put it here. Oh, there's a little problem there. Well, you know what? They've actually given us something for that little problem. Hold on a minute. I think that's it. Yeah, right there. See the way it goes up? You could take that up, and then that way the greenhouse or maybe another workshop won't actually be clipping into the environment. And of course, we could also put it there. We could expand this way. And I do have space over here. It might be a little awkward. I probably have to put in like an extra short just so that I don't step on these hoses or something like that. I don't think that building on top of them would be a problem, but I guess we could test with that. Anyway, we can do that as long as we have the parts. I don't think electricity is a problem right now. I will have to make the well. I could just do that right now and let it start building up. But you know what? It's not an emergency right now. What I'm thinking is the beetroots are done and sitting in there. When the potatoes are done, I'm going to put a pause on the potatoes and I'm going to plant all the beetroots. And I'm not going to do any genetic stuff to them this time. I want to plant all the seeds because I want to start getting a lot of beetroots. As we saw, they're actually more nutritious, so I would like to start getting them. I do have, I think, one last one. No, I have 2 last ones of the potato ones we made. And the nutrition of the beetroots is just better until we can get something else. Who knows? We might be planting those apple trees. Anyway, what is the catalyst of all of this? Well, that, of course. You see, I do have all the parts I need to construct the crusher. And of course, if you remember, we loaded the Mars truck with a bunch of iron ore, and it's probably going to have some other stuff in there too. So I'm thinking we build this, we offload that, and then maybe go hunt down a couple of things we want to load in the back too. One thing I'm definitely going to need is calcium, and a lot of it. If we could find a chunk of calcium and throw it in there, that would be very useful. Anyway, as I have said many times in the past, this is going to take a while, so I'll probably speed it up. Probably a lot. And we're done. And by the way, keep in mind, this is the small crusher. We actually saw a large crusher at one of the outposts. They come with a 3D printer, by the way, so you can print big things. But in this case, all we want to do is load it up. Now, I think what we're going to do is drive this way, but of course, this thing needs power. All right, I think that our battery here is probably full. Yes, it is. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to yank this connection here. By the way, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but other than this one here, all the small ones are gone. When I have the materials, I want to build more of those, and we'll probably build at least one more of the mediums over there. But yeah, the turbines are not so bad, especially when storms come, right? All right, so let's open this guy up, plug that in. All right, so the way this works is you drive up here. This is kind of the dump area, I believe. Yeah, that's going to open up, but we don't need that open right now in case my tires go in there. And of course, in here, we will get the results of the crushing. Here, hold a second. Okay, so why don't we just get the truck, drive it up here, and see what we got. Now, remember, this is 80% full. And we got this in the last episode. It came from an iron ore stone. And it was probably about 60% of the stone. I would estimate that if I'd used the jackhammer on it, I probably would have gotten about maybe 80 iron ore. And I'm being generous about that. So, and we wouldn't have gotten anything else too. So let's see how this goes. All right, I'll try not to hit the solar panel as I turn. All right, let's do a nice wide turn here so that we can go straight. All right, I wonder what that rock is over there. We'll have to take a look. Maybe it's calcium. Yeah, calcium is very important for cement, but then again, everything is important. Okay, let's see how this works out. Oh, unloading zone. Oh, you see it opened up? And it's doing its little crushing thing. All right, so I think that, yeah, there's a button. Okay, we dumped it all in. So let's move up a little bit. And let's stop. Boom. And I'm out. All right, like I said, that was an ironstone. So let's see what it got us. Okay, well, there's our iron. 336. As a matter of fact, what I want to do is I want to take it out. I got 88 silicon for that. I got 136 aluminum. Yeah, I only got 16, but you know what? That's actually a lot because the most I would ever get from a calcium stone would be 8. So that's the equivalent of 2 of them, and that was the smallest amount. All right, I'm taking them all out so we can see what things are gonna get us. I do believe you have an inventory. All right, for now, I'm just gonna dump this stuff in here. Of course, I'm also carrying all this stuff around with me, so that's always an interesting thing. All right, let's look around to see if we can find some stuff that would be useful to us. I'm not gonna go too crazy with this. But I mean, I did see a couple of little stones over here that I've never been to. Maybe one of these or 2 of these would be useful. All right, let's park in the middle and see what they are, since we can identify them. Okay. All right, what are you? Silicon. Okay, just so we know what they are. Oh, that's a big one right there. That's iron. We've already done iron. Okay, that's iron again. That's probably going to be iron. It's big. Yep, that's iron. Okay, that was aluminum, really. Okay, that's interesting. That's probably iron, right? Yep. Yeah, I'm looking for... Okay, aluminum. Okay, unfortunately, there's no silicon up here. I shouldn't say silicon, it's calcium I was looking for. How much was in here, though? The aluminum? Yeah, it's got a very small amount of calcium. All right, for the moment, I really want to focus on that because that's the thing that's very hard to come by. All right, let's go around and see if I can find something good. You know, there might be some over here. I seem to remember that. All right, I did find some calcium over here, so I'm just kind of pulling up. There's only going to be one piece to this, though, so let's open it up. We can grab a couple of other things, but this is the one that I really want because it's the one that's hardest to come by. As a matter of fact, if we look at the rock here, you can see the calcium is 106. And aluminum is right after that, a little bit of iron, a little bit of silicon. So it's not easy to come by. So let me just put that away, take that out. Yeah, I'm looking for the little chunk on the inside. Yeah, there it is right there. Oh, there it is. Okay, so put this away. Pick that up. Yeah, that's it. And drop that in. All right, so let's pop over here to see if we can get something else that might be useful to us. I'll park between these two, and we'll just get whatever we can from them. All right, so you are... Oh, you're another calcium. Okay, we can do that. We can absolutely do that. Boom. All right, let's put that away. Pick that up. Can I just... It went in. Okay, what was in this one? That kind of looks a little aluminum-like. Yes, it is. You know, that's actually got a lot of calcium in it, too. It's the number 2 element there. Okay, so that's going to be useful. All right, so let's bite some pieces out of this. Hold on a minute. Yeah, and unlike the calcium, the whole rock is doable. Yeah, here we go. All right, put that away. Pick that up. I am so strong. All right, probably should open this. It'll make it easier for me. All right, we're not going to go too crazy with this, but we are going to grab some stuff. You know, considering how much is here, we might end up getting more calcium from this. Did I drop that? No, that's what was left over. Grab this. Yeah, we may not have much more room. You know what? That'll do. That'll do. We're not going to go too crazy with this. After all, we still have some construction to do. Yeah, I can come back for the rest of that. Let's head to the crusher. And remember, we emptied it out. So the load that we just gathered will be everything that's in there. I'm thinking we could get a lot of calcium from this. And that would mean that no problems with cement. And a lot of things, you know, like workshops, they require cement. All right, and up. And over. And it should tell me stop. There we go. All right, in there and hit the button. And it's all dumped. All right, move up a little bit. Stop. Boom. Out. All right, I'm very interested to see what this is going to look like. Okay, close that because I don't want to step in it accidentally. Okay, we got 280 calcium. We got 252 on the aluminum. We got an extra 10 on the iron. That's not a problem. We just got a lot. And we even got 96 of the silicon. So if we specifically went out looking for something, we would get a lot of it. All right, hold it a second. Can I make any nice stacks out of this? Okay, yep, there's the iron. And the silicon, we got 184 there. Okay, 388 of that. And we're nearly at 300 in terms of the calcium. I have never had that much. As far as I know, it's only for the cement, but cement is very important in building. All right, I think that should do in case we need to manufacture anything. I'll probably end up making a bunch of extra parts. You know, like, oh, I'm having an electronics problem, so let me just make 50 of them. There, I'm not going to have any problems for a while now, am I? All right, so let's get over here. All right, so let's start doing some construction. But before I do anything, I'm probably going to have to add some power. All right, let's see. Yeah, this thing is nice and full because what we're going to add is going to require a lot of power. Because remember that the sections require power too. This requires 10. This requires 4. I don't know what this one does. I've never made a normal one. All right, so... Oh, cement. Yes, I need cement. I can't build anything without cement. It is getting a little late. Not too late, though. All right, so let me load it all in and make a whole bunch of cement. Well, enough to do me for now. Here's what we're going to do. Okay, inventory. You can have that. Okay, we got over 500 of that. We got 450 of that. We can make whatever we want. Now, I need to make some cement, which was always a tricky thing before. Just out of curiosity, how many could I make? Okay, back. Okay, I got a technology point. I can make 27. All right, well, here's what I'll do. I'll make 15, and we'll see how that works out for now. Do I need anything else? I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I probably will when I make the... Actually, you know what? Since I'm here anyway, I might have a fuse issue. So let's just make some fuses there and pretty quickly. Okay, that's going pretty quick. We'll put that over there because I didn't have any. I think I might need 10 for the workshop. Okay, and we can put that there. All right, let's try that again. It's starting to get dark though. Might have to do the bulk of this in the morning, but we'll see how this works out. Yeah, screws might be a problem, but that's just iron, so I can make a bunch of them. All right, nothing needed here. Yeah, I did need fuses. Yeah, there goes the end of my screws. All right, we'll see what we need for this, and then I'll make it overnight. Okay, glass plates. Yeah, screws. And, well, actually, that's not a lot. Mind you, it's going to wipe me out, but that's not a lot. Yeah, the one thing I'm going to need, of course, is a medium circuit board. Yeah, we're going to have to go on a long road trip. Yeah. Medium circuit boards aren't a problem. That is my only small circuit board. That's a problem. All right, what else did I need here? All right, I just need 2 glass plates. And I guess about 41 on the screws. Let's do this quickly because there'll be light on the inside. And by the way, our wonderful oxygen in the lower left there is going to be diluted, isn't it? Okay, we'll start with the screws. That is, of course, just iron, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. We'll just make 80. That'll do the job. And then I needed glass. Yeah, no reason to go crazy with that. I'm going to have to stuff my storage. So we'll do that. Stuffing storage. All right, so the screws, and then, of course, the glass plate. It is going to take a long time to build. And it is getting dark. Yeah, and it's getting dangerous, too. So what I think I'll do is I'll hold on to what I'm working on here. And then in the morning, wait a second, where is the stuff? And in the morning, we'll go out and finish it up. Where is the glass? There's the glass. In the meantime, I do have something I need to be working on, and it's this. All right, how are these guys doing? I replanted them 77%. Yeah, 77%. See, I want to get the beetroots going as soon as possible. Putting in another... Okay, that's just the warning that 10 o'clock the temperature drops a lot. Let's just pick these. There's no reason not to. Oh, and there's actually this one up here too. There we go. All right, so I got 21. What I'm going to do is... I'm going to turn them all into seeds. Is this guy on? Nope, it is not. How am I doing for power? I probably have a lot. Oh, you know, if I'd finished the workshop, everything probably would have shut down. I'd better turn something off. All right, hold on a second. Let's check this. All right, this is the scrubber. We're not turning that one off. Okay, it's these. Oh, it's these guys right here. Well, I mean, I could always turn this one on to make the seeds and then just turn it off afterwards. I want to be in a power situation where I don't have to worry about that. It might have to be nuclear. We'll see. A lot of meteorites have dropped on the planet, and I'm sure they have a lot of uranium for us. All right, so I guess I'll have to split that. No, actually, I'm wrong. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to turn them all into seeds. That's what I'm going to do. I'll worry about genetics the next time, but I really want as many as possible right now, so boom. And that's going to be the seed magazine. We can start these guys going now. Oh, yeah, I do see it there, right there. All right, and because I still have some potatoes up there. But I can get 8 of these going. And I'm probably going to have to increase the water on this one now. Oh yeah. Is it going down? It's barely increasing. If it had just been a little bit more, if this had been all beetroots, it would be going down right now. That's the reason that I really do need more water coming in. Of course, I'm going to have to make the well. All right, anyway, that's going to be it for now. We will pick up the old workshop creation in the morning. So it's morning. I repaired my blowtorch because it was severely broken. And yeah, we have a workshop to make here, don't we? I did mention... Wait a minute. Oh, I am missing fuses. Why am I missing fuse? Oh, you know what that was? Yeah, the fuse box. That's a very strange situation. I don't even know how I'm taking them out or putting them in. But you know what? Let's just make a few more. Because after all, they're not very expensive. So we'll make a couple more just so that I have them. I'm going to have to get a whole bunch of silicon, ain't I? All right, and inventory. Boom, there we go. All right, let's try that again. And once again, I will speed it up. And done. And I'm willing to bet that everything, yep, the plants are withering. So let's allocate power. Yeah, I don't need, oh, actually I need 69, probably 69.9. Let's do this, 69. I guess I could just say 70. Doesn't really matter at that point. More power coming in would be nice. But I mean, at the moment, it's still gaining, right? No, it's actually going down. No, it's going up. It's just doing it in little jumps here. Right, and here we have our new location. This is probably going to be my entryway. Like I said, I really wanted to move that so I can just come in here when I need to do work or I need to get a drink or sleep or something like that. I am going to need more power, that's for sure. Yes, I am. But you know what? Maybe I should make one of those benches. Here's the thing. Let me kill some of these guys here because I don't really need their power at the moment. Definitely... Well, this one is... No, there's nothing there. Well, I don't need the storage cabinet going, so I'll hit the off and somehow that... I take the fuse for that. I'm not really sure. Oh, I see. I'm supposed to do the switch. There you go. Okay, so I understand now. All right, that should have given me a nice chunk of power back, right? Not enough. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn the other scrubber off. There we go. We still have a decent amount of oxygen. Right, I have 11 now. Here's the reason why. I want to make the botany workbench. That's assuming that I have the parts for it, of course. Let's see. Because I have unlocked that one already. I'm pretty sure. Hold it a second. Yes, I have. All right, so let's go back to these. Now, what section would that be under? I guess the main? Botany workbench. Yeah, did I turn off the 3D printer? Yeah, I think I did. All right, well, I'll turn it back on and I'll make a couple of pieces of glass. All right, I got the glass, so let's try that again. And this is going to be the botany workbench. So we'll put it right in here. And then we'll build it. This shouldn't require a speed up. There we go. All right, let's check this out. Botany. All right, so this is the workbench view of this. And guess what I can do now? Greenhouse. Okay, what is this going to give me? This is going to give me the greenhouse, large hydroponic shelf, and a large plant incubator. Ooh, interesting. Additional endurance support. What does that even mean? Oh, is that for the suit? Interesting, but unfortunately it looks like I have to... Oh no, that's a technology to unlock in the electric. All right, can we do something around here about, I don't know, you know, the radiation protection? Improve composting. Yeah, the domes aren't going to be around for a while. Can I do trees in there? Or do I need the big dome or the medium dome here? Hold on a second. What do you have here? For plants, minor radiation protection. I mean, then there's the big dome. Well, we can actually see what is in the greenhouse now. At least what we need to make it. Probably a lot. Alright, so if I say... Okay, I'm guessing that would be in living? No, it's not. Food? Large plant incubator. Can I make that? I wonder if I can make one of those in here. I don't think so. Yeah, that has to go in the greenhouse. And speaking of the greenhouse, I'm looking for the greenhouse and I don't see it anywhere. Oh, there it is. That requires 15 power. Screws. That's a lot of stuff right there. 3 medium circuit boards. I mean, I do have them, but yeah, that's when it gets serious. I'll bet that thing needs a lot of water. All right, well, that's something we're going to be working on in the future. Absolutely. And I need to make the third well, and I need to get the water in here so that we can actually, at very least, get all of our hydroponics going. And here's the little fella that's going to allow us to do all of this. The crusher. Yeah, I'm going to have to take the truck out and fill up with a whole bunch of things and dump them in. Yeah, the other guy would be better at this, more efficient. But here's the thing. The very idea of reaching down and picking up each one of those rocks and strategically dropping it in the back, that doesn't appeal to me. I'd rather just drive up with the truck, throw them in the back, drive over to the crusher, drop them over, and then take off again and get some more. I mean, in the future, maybe, but like I said, who knows? Maybe when I can make my own, I'll feel a little bit differently about it. But for now, that's just going to sit here, charging my batteries. Yes, indeed. Charge those batteries. Charge those batteries. And of course, holding the circuit boards, which it's actually doing at the moment. Yeah, we're going to have to go on a little trip, aren't we? Yep, we're going to have to go on a trip. Because I need circuit boards, and it's going to be a while before I can make them. Anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, please give it a like. Maybe say something in the comments for the great God algorithm. And of course, subscribing is a great way to show your support. So thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games, because games are fun. Yeah, I got to remember to make a third well as soon as possible. See ya.